All right. Okay. Well, this is our second little coach training call for whoever can't make it. So today we're going to be talking about social media and kind of talking to people. So we have quite a bit to cover today. So we're going to talk about posting. So if I am looking at this little cheat sheet right here in front of me. So if you have questions, just butt in. So I can't see my Zoom screen right now. So posting is like a huge aspect of being a coach. So, one thing that you want to try to do, especially after your new coach post, is figure out things that are kind of in your, market or who you're looking for. So, what I always say to do is think of 5 things that you are passionate about. So obviously, health and fitness should probably be one of those, because you're a coach now. So, so it makes sense that it's one of those. But I say for myself, like the farm, fashion, my faith, cooking, baking, Hobby Lobby, coffee shops. Like those are all things that I love that kind of define who I am and that you probably see me posting about, whether that's on stories or whether that's in posts. So think of things. The ultimate goal, I would say, is to be posting once a day. And that sounds like a lot, but no, as when I was a new coach like 5 years ago, we were told to post 3 to 5 times a day, and that was a lot. So just know that once a day is kind of the goal, but if you don't if you don't have a post that day, it's not a big deal, because there's many days that I don't post every single day, or sometimes there's days that I'll post twice a day. So it just really depends on the day, how inspired you are, what you're feeling, or if you have a really good post. Like, I'm really getting a lot of engagement right now on my transformation pictures, so I'm not even sure if I'll post anything tomorrow, because I'll probably still be on that high of the transformation picture post. So be thinking about that. And even if you have to sit down on, like, I always try to sit down on Sunday nights and kind of look through my planner and write down like my to-do list for each day of the week. But then I also put like posting. So I'll put like transformation posts because I knew I was going to do that today. Tomorrow might be a coaching post or just a regular something, I don't know, a mom post or whatever. And then I know this week I also wanted to post about Shakeology because I haven't done that for a while. I also got some new leggings from 20th Street Boutique, so I want to do a post about that. Aaliyah's like half birthday is this week, so I want to do about that. So I can't believe she's 6 months. It's crazy. And then probably a coaching post, like I said, something in there, because Thursday is always a really great day to do a coach post. And usually like Sunday night, Monday is really great to do like a transformation post, even if you're sharing something that a transformation from Country Strong, and just saying like, I've done that before, is, so that way you have like the same like filter on everything, from your presets from Lightroom or whatever. You can always do like a layer board and then say like inspired Sunday, and then have a whole bunch of like, transformations or whatever. So it's important to kind of have a schedule for posting. And like I said, know who you're talking to. So before we get into any more, I want to talk about who we are talking to. So obviously, Tracy, Vanessa, your teachers. So you're most likely, your market is going to be teachers, right? Who you're trying to talk to. So, even if you're following other teacher accounts on social media, on Instagram, so maybe talk about how to decorate their classroom or whatever, fun things like that. I know I've been reading Montessori, like it's for like parenting, but it's also for teachers as well. And they talk about like, having kind of like a more, like, it sounds so bad, like, to say respectful, because like your toddler is like, it's hard to respect your toddler when you're an adult, but it's kind of laying like toys out in like pretty ways, so that way they can like engage in them, and you don't have to be there holding their hand and like playing with them. But that's also in the classroom too. So I was thinking of you guys. I was like, that's kind of cool too, especially for elementary teachers, like that you can lay it out. I don't know if that's a thing, if you guys have heard of it before, but it's really kind of cool. And the book is so pretty too. And just like, I don't know, just having simple spaces and like clutter-free areas and stuff. I don't know. It's really cool. But anyway, I've been reading a lot about that. So I thought that might even be something if they have like a hashtag like Montessori teachers or something like that might be something to look into too. Um, okay. So who you're talking to, like we said, is teachers, obviously, right? So you also want to think of other things because teachers is pretty broad, right? So you want to be thinking about who else are you talking to. For me, like it's farm and ranch wives. It's potentially probably people who, work full time, possibly because I did this when I was working full time, probably in the design realm. But I mean, I'm really open to any profession because obviously we have quite a few teachers on our team. And I don't know why that is. Like, it's so weird that I don't know, I enjoy working with teachers because I think that maybe because they have kids, I don't know, and maybe when I was little, I always wanted to be a teacher. Like it's the weirdest thing that I went to design, but I did want to be a teacher and I enjoy it. Like obviously I can talk for hours and hours, so probably I should have been a teacher, but not that saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just. Um Okay, so that's kind of who like my market is, and um, just thinking more about that, like who makes a good coach on your team? Who do you want on your team? Who does this person look like? Are they, they probably are a leader, but they don't know it. They probably I know when I first started coaching, I had a blog, so they maybe like to be creative in their downtime with something other than just their full-time job and, coming home and watching TV. They probably have other like side hobbies that they like to do. Tracy likes golf, I know, so that could be another thing, golf teachers, ladies, women in golf brands. Like I don't know golf. I play mini golf, that's it. So, yeah, I mean, like, any type of brand. I don't know if there's different, golf clubs for women. Like, you're going to laugh because I don't know any really golf terminology. Golf balls for women, whatever.
Well,
um,
they do exist, so you're right on track.
okay. Yeah, so I don't know if there's like different things or even like, I don't know, golfers that like lady golfers that have blogs that like are on Instagram. They're maybe not professional, but they're like golf inspo type things. So yeah, definitely be thinking about that. Okay, so Instagram versus Facebook. So the big question I always get is like, where do I work my business? Do I work it on Instagram or do I work it on Facebook? Honestly, the answer is both. Facebook is where I started my business, so I have a passion for being on Facebook, and I still get quite a few ladies from Facebook that I'm adding and that I'm talking to and that see my posts. But then also Instagram is kind of the hot new cousin of Facebook. So there's Instagram stories because I honestly don't ever watch Facebook stories myself. It's very rare that I do. And so Instagram has the stories option. So you can post your workouts, you can talk about your day, you can talk about packages or whatever you get on there, golf stuff or teacher stuff, whatever. So I feel like if you're not working both of those angles, you're missing out on a huge crowd because I have followers on Facebook or followers on Instagram that I don't have on Facebook. And maybe some of those Instagram people don't even have Facebook, which has come to be true. I actually have a couple of girls on there that are in bod groups because they don't have Facebook. So stories is really an important aspect of Instagram, which I love. I love my stories. I love doing them. They always say to try to do like 10 a day, but sometimes I do way more than that. Just depends on the day. But some of the apps that I like to use for like my Instagram, just to kind of make things look pretty, is Videorama. That's how I like speed up my workouts, take off the sound. You can slow them down, whatever. The Unfold app is really good. That's how you get just like a starch white background around your post or around your Insta stories. And they have other ones too, like they have ripped ones. And I think to do some of the cool effects, it's only like $1, $2, depends like what you want. And then you get a whole package of them. So it's fairly inexpensive. Word Swag is another one that sometimes I use for different things, like in our challenge group or Insta stories. And then Mojo is another one that I recently discovered for Insta stories. So this one is awesome, thanks to Lindsay Matway. Like, this one is so cool. Like, it adds kind of the, like, what do you call it, animated text. So like, it's like that you're typing it out, or it adds, like, you can have glitches like in your story. There is the paid version, so it's like $49, or I think it's $39 for a full year. I do not have the paid version because there's quite a few options just doing the free version of. Maybe eventually I'll upgrade, but we'll see. Lightroom is the big one. So I would say if you have questions on Lightroom, to look it up on YouTube. My best advice is just to shop on Etsy. If you're not a photographer like I am, I just get my presets. There's several bloggers, even like Jessie James Decker. I love her. She has presets, like her sister-in-law, Allie Green. I follow all these girls on Instagram, but that's why I know this. But they have their own presets, and you've probably seen other people doing that as well. That they can, you can buy their presets or whatever. Some photographers have it. But what I recommend doing is going on Etsy. They have super cheap ones. Like, I'll just share my screen with you. So if you look, you can see what I was shopping for. Vanessa's gift, and then bows, of course, for Aaliyah. Okay. So they have tons and tons of presets, you guys, and cheap, like $3, $4. So just set a budget for yourself, like say it like $10 or something like that, and get a couple of them. Like this Insta Blogger, that's kind of cool for summer. Be Happy is kind of cool for summer. Sunny Days, this is a
Awesome. I may be like totally like out of the whole world. When you refer to presets, like essentially like what is it? Like what do you get when you
It's like a filter. So kind of like how, Instagram has all these different filters, like the puppy dog ears and no, one. But these are just like how you go to somebody's page and all their photos look exactly the same. This is how you get that effect. So say this is one profile on Instagram that, you hopped upon, and all of these photos look pretty similar. So you can see, like, here's the before, here's the after with this preset. And all you do is just download it to your phone, and then you basically just copy and paste that effect to your pictures in the Lightroom app. So that's strictly the Lightroom app of what it's about. And if you have questions, like I said, just YouTube it. It's probably, we could do a whole nother call on that. But yeah, this is kind of a cool one. Like, I like these. It's very like summery. It makes you look tan. Like, I like those because, I mean, obviously in North Dakota, like, we're all so white. All right. Excuse me. All right, let me get back to my little sheet. Okay. So that's kind of more about posting. And like I said, definitely come up with a schedule, where you're going to talk about what. I always try to say too, I know Vanessa is going to know that I say this quite often, and I get it from Melanie Mitro, is she always says the first half of the month, focus on getting challengers for your challenge group. The second half of the month, focus on getting coaches. So right now you've hit Success Club 6, right? I believe. So I would focus on talking to the couple of people that you've added about coaching, and looking and even gearing your posts and Insta stories towards coaches and finding coaches, because that's what's going to build your business. Yeah, challengers are great, but in the long run, you want people coaching and actively coaching like you and Vanessa. So I would say to start, so obviously the 15th is the middle of the month. That's Friday. So I would start Monday, is really trying to recruit and kind of switch things over by talking more about the business opportunity, by, doing Insta stories on the business opportunity, kind of switching things over that way, probably on Monday. Um, so do you have any questions on posting?
I guess like if for part of it, I was talking a little bit to Vanessa about how like I've got like those couple people, you know, kind of on, and I don't know if I don't feel like super confident yet as far as like getting other people to like actively, you know, like coach along with me, I guess, because I don't feel like I have a good like whole grasp of like what it all really entails and what it looks like and what it can totally do. I mean, because I'm still like learning
For
all
you?
of
Yeah.
that. So I don't want to like jump ship to try to do that versus just trying to like, hey, like if you want to join me and you know, make some positive changes for yourself. Um, I don't know, for
Yeah.
now, I don't get like lost in trying to do too much, I guess,
Mhm.
especially with the transition of school stuff. So that's kind of where my head was sort of
Yeah,
at. So when
yeah.
you said that, that scared me a little bit.
Yeah. No, don't let it scare you at all. Like, I'm gonna have to flip Aaliyah around. She's on her belly and she can't get over. But anyway, I'll answer this quick and then I'll go in there.
Sure.
So I wouldn't worry too much about it. A lot of your coaches will come as challengers first, but you want to make it known. So when people come to your page, so you kind of have to think of your Facebook or your Instagram as a magazine, right? So in a magazine, like one of my favorites is the Pioneer Woman magazine. I love her. And you'll see, you know, recipes, you'll see fashion in her magazine, but every once in a while you'll see an ad for Olay or whatever, you know, and then you'll flip a few more pages and then you'll see an ad for some sort of perfume, right? So that's kind of what the concept is of our social media too. So just like anybody that's famous, you know, gets like sponsorships or whatever with, you know, Neutrogena or whatever, you know, you'll maybe go to, I don't know, Katy Perry's page and maybe she'll have an ad for a lipstick or whatever, you know, and we are the same way. You know, you'll maybe come to our page and you'll see quite a few different posts on maybe recipes or whatever, but then every once in a while you'll see an ad, like an ad for coaching or for to be a part of our challenge group, like a transformation pick. Vanessa, do you want to add a little bit more to that? I gotta go flip Leah around.
No, that's fine. And we kind of talked about that last night, you know, a little bit too. But like, cause like honestly, most of the time I'm still trying to hit Success Club. So I haven't really mastered the whole like hitting Success Club within the first 15 days of the month. Like I'm at SC4 right now. So like I'm closer this month than I have been in the past. So I just kind of do like a post rotation, kind of like Alicia said, like a little bit of everything. And I was actually trying to think of what I did. Like, I know I used to have this kind of sketch and I kind of try to follow it, but it just kind of depends what I'm also in the mood for. So like, I just kind of throw everything in on a rotation. So like Mondays, I post like more like a lifestyle type of a post, or like today I did motivation Monday just because that was the mood I was in. So I kind of just change it like whatever's going on in life. And then Tuesdays I do like a transformation. Wednesdays I do like a lifestyle post, and then I try to post like coaching every Thursday. And it can just be like, if you're not ready to talk necessarily about the business opportunity, if you're not comfortable with it, it can be more about like the community sense of, you know, the girls on your team. And I know that's weird for you because you haven't necessarily, we don't get to have summit this year. So it's not like you can talk, you know, about like, you know, and you don't really have pictures with everybody yet, but you can still kind of talk just about like the community of like belonging to like a group of like-minded women who want to help others succeed and who cheer each other on, you know, kind of that maybe type of an approach since you're starting out.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing to remember too is that like if you do have somebody that wants to coach, like all of us will get on and help you train them. You know what I mean? So like don't be scared of adding somebody that wants to coach because that's what we're here for. Like, you know, I'm here with Vanessa to help train you. And when you have a person, Vanessa's gonna be there with you to help train her. You know, so that is just kind of, and then once, you know, she has a coach, then Vanessa will be there to help train you and her and her, and you know what I mean? And eventually, like, you'll be able to spread your wings and fly too, you know? So that's the process. That's kind of like we always say, recreating the wheel, you know? So in this business, we don't have to do that because we teach you how to do these things that are just simple and duplicatable. So that way you can do them in your own business too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Does that make
And
you
I feel
feel?
like I mean, when I look at, like the stuff I post now, I mean, I do kind of do like a mixture, but I never would have thought to do like kind of like a schedule so you kind of know that you're hitting all of them, because obviously I'd probably be more in favor of posting either what's easiest or the most convenient or the stuff that I really like. I mean, like I could post like 700 dog pictures, but that's not what everybody wants to see every day,
Yeah.
And I'm sure, I mean, you probably feel the same way like about Aaliyah, and she probably feels the same way about Gracie. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
then cycle. So I saw that, I think Megan did it the other day. She's like, I got my social media plan, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So that was something that was definitely new that makes sense, and then just kind of picking things, like you said, on a rotation to post about. So.
Yeah, exactly. And another reason you want to do that too is because, like you said, like dogs aren't gonna, appeal to everybody. Maybe, Vanessa's a cat person. So let's say Vanessa follows you and she sees all your dog pictures and then a workout picture every once in a while. She's probably gonna be like, I don't know if I want her to be my coach because she's a dog person. I'm a cat person. So, by posting different things, but then let's say you post, you switch up your posting. You're posting about your dog. You're posting recipes. You're posting transformation pictures. You're posting about the business. You're posting about golf. And Vanessa sees all this and she's like, oh my gosh, like I can relate to that. Like I want to be in this group that she's talking about. I want to be on this girls team, so that way you appeal to all kinds of people and not just, like you said, dog lovers or whatever.
Yeah, because I feel like right away I was like, okay, don't only post about workouts. Like I know that's like a huge thing. It's like, it's not just that.
And
but I have to get better at that, because I wasn't like a huge poster to begin with. I'll be honest. Like I downloaded Instagram over quarantine. Otherwise, I never even had it.
Yeah. And that's totally fine. Like when I first started out, I maybe had like 100 friends on Facebook, and then Instagram was still like really, really new. And so like, that's okay. Like we'll talk about, that's the next thing we're going to talk about, is kind of building that. But yeah, I agree. I think like having a good variety of things so you're well-rounded, and it's hard to just, because as the new coach, you're like so excited about the workouts and you're so excited that you have like results, and you get people, in your group, and you're just all excited and that's all you want to talk about. So just be careful about not over talking about it too.
Yeah.
All right.
And like those 4 areas, sorry to interrupt, but like those 4 areas that you said like define you, that can like determine like your lifestyle posts. You can kind of like, when I said post like a lifestyle post like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like kind of think about those 4 different things that define you and just kind of like, rotate those in, if that makes sense.
Another thing too is it's okay to follow other Beachbody coaches to look for inspiration. I would follow 3 at max. Because otherwise in the beginning, when I was a new coach, I made this mistake and I went and followed like everybody, that was the top Beachbody coach. And, I was like, yes, like, oh, I'm so excited to be like these girls, I want their life. And then you just kind of get lost. Like you kind of lose your own voice because you want to sound so much like Lindsay Matway, or you want to sound so much like Rose, or you want to sound so much like Katie Hafner or Melanie Mitchell. And you just kind of lose who you are as a person. So, if you ever need some inspiration, it's okay to look at other coaches. Every once in a while, I'll do that. But mostly I go in and look at their stories and kind of see what they're doing with their stories just for ideas, and kind of get like I said, that Mojo app, I found Lindsay Matway used that. So I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is how you do the animated text, so I finally figured that out. So yeah, you kind of learn things along the way too.
I have like 2 coaches that I follow that I pretty much watch their stories on a regular basis. Kind of like Alicia said, when I first started, I followed so many too. And then it gets so that you're almost like following them and you're not even focusing like on your business when you're on social media. So I have like 2, and like one's a teacher. So I feel like I can just kind of like relate to her, and it kind of encourages me too that like, oh yeah, she's a successful Beachbody coach, but she's also a teacher. And it kind of gives you like, you don't want to be like them because you want to be your unique self, but it does kind of help with like ideas. So like, she's not even like a top coach. Like I don't even necessarily follow the top coaches. Like I follow people that I feel like I can kind of relate to. Mm-hmm. And I watch her stories as like a small town, like South Dakota girl. So just kind of like same lifestyle as mine, I guess. and they're more successful than me. Like it's not like I'm still looking up to them and like, oh yeah, that's like goals, but they're not necessarily the top ones either, I guess.
Yeah. I always follow somebody that is a little more successful than you are because it still helps you like motivate you, I think too. Like I follow like a farm wife from Iowa, and her and we've actually met before. Like it's so funny. Like we were social media friends. We met in Minneapolis airport going to Summit like 3 years ago. And then lo and behold, we had like seats together going home on the way back. So we talked the whole time, and stuff. And like she's, I think, like a 2-star diamond coach, but I was talking with her before just about Beachbody and stuff. And like she's like had it kind of rough, for the past few months as well, because she's a mom of 2, and she had several coaches, like a couple of her diamonds actually quit on her and like went to a different company. And like, so it was really interesting. Just, she's like, yeah, I totally get it. Like coaching can be hard. Like it definitely can be. So that's why it's important to have a strong why. But yeah, it is good to have friends in the business that like, when you're kind of like going through a rough patch, or like Vanessa said, somebody to motivate you or whatever. All right. So let's talk about talking to people for a little bit. Okay. Before I forget, Tracy, what personal development book are you reading?
I haven't decided this yet.
Okay.
I'm not, I have a couple that I've looked at, but I haven't like pulled the trigger on getting yet. And I don't know, part of me, I feel, I don't know, I'm still trying to like finish the school year, and that's kind of crazy. So I'm like, I don't want to like not cut myself out of, like my own time. So like my like personal development stuff right now is like I journal every morning. So that's what I've been doing in the meantime. And then like once school is done, just because there's so many other things I feel like I need to read and be working on and typing up, I'm like, okay, I'll journal for now. And then that's something I want to do. I've read the Rachel Hollis books before. Otherwise, that like totally would have been one that I did, but I read those last year when they came out. So, and then I want to find a podcast, but I haven't really explored those too much. I have the ones that you noted last time, so it's just honestly making time to do it. I just haven't done that yet.
I would say for sure, listen to the National Wake Up Call and get on Team Arise calls. That's the biggest thing that you can do for your business in the beginning. And that's pretty much what I did, because I wasn't a huge believer. I was like, oh, I don't need personal development. Like, why do I need that for? And then when I started doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome. Like, why didn't I do this before? So I would say just like start small, start with the National Wake Up Call and listening to that. And then, and Team Arise call, because that's not that much, that's maybe tops like 2 hours a week, and there's times when I just forward the National Wake Up Call ahead and just listen to it in the shower, or while you're getting ready or whatever, like, or Team Arise too. And actually I think Carrie Skipper and I are going to be running the Team Arise call this week, on inviting actually. So it'll be a good one, because we'll talk about that, kind of go into that next time. So just really quickly, talking about Facebook, talking to people. So one of the things that I like to do is I actually have 2 different notebooks that I use, but you have to figure out how you want to track your business. Some people use Google Streak, some people use the notebook, some people just use their phone, some people just use a Word doc on their computer, but definitely keep track of who you're talking to. And this, besides talking to, I mean outside of Beachbody, just making connections with people. So one of the ways that I do that is by wishing people happy birthday messages on Facebook. So I would say start doing this. It's awesome. It's a way to connect with people. So what I like to do is, so today's Monday, so I always do a couple days ahead of time. So I actually did this weekend, but basically I go like 4 days ahead and say, hey girl, like, hey Tracy, I see your birthday's coming up. I want to wish you a very happy birthday. Do you have any special plans? Like obviously everybody's at home now, so you could even say like, are you doing anything fun at home, or whatever. or something to that effect. And people love that. That's a really great way to get to, get people talking and also get to know people more. So yeah, I think that's kind of all I want to cover, because I think that's pretty good. We can talk more about talking to more people next week. But I think figuring out a posting schedule and wishing happy birthday messages and personal development are great things to kind of add in this week to your business. Other things, just make sure your direct deposit is set up for, I think Tracy, I'm sure, has this done, but just to make sure in your profile you have a picture and a little bio in there, so that way you for sure get your free customers for hitting Success Club. So make sure to do that, because otherwise you won't get your free leads next month. And you definitely want free leads this time of year, because the free leads are very prevalent right now with all the COVID stuff happening. One last thing to do is to really start following more people on Instagram and start adding new friends on Facebook. So they can be people that you think are in, kind of your 5 things, that maybe somebody is a golfer, maybe somebody is a dog mom, maybe somebody is a teacher. So start adding new people. So, maybe that's 3 to 5 people a day, on Facebook, and then maybe following 5 people on Instagram. And I say that's so easy to do because it's so mindless. Like, a lot of the people that I follow from Instagram, I'll go into my friends and I'll go into their friends, and that's how I do it on Facebook too. And kind of seeing like, okay, oh, this person likes golf too, or this person likes that brand too, or this person likes that boutique too, or whatever. And then getting those extra followers. So that's kind of what I like to do. And then one last thing. Let's see, I still have like 5 minutes, so we should be good. So I'm going to share my screen with you because this is important. So if you sign into your coach office, if it ever lets me sign in. Here it is. Okay. All right. So if you go to a training, so we talked about this last time. I know there's a ton of training videos in here too. So if you ever have questions, like there's so much stuff in here, it's crazy. But if you go over to Success Club System, click on that. And then you go to Activity Tracker. You can print this out, and you might want to do this. So this is how some people like to track their businesses. Like I said too, like I'm a little bit old school because this activity tracker is younger than I am with my coaching business. So what I say to do is, this is a really great tracker. Is it allows you to track your Shakeology, your workouts, and also it allows you to track all this stuff. It even tells you the amount of time that you can be spending on there. Obviously, that's kind of an optional thing. You don't have to do that. Sometimes I do not have, 15 minutes of follow-ups to do. Most of the time I don't. It usually takes me under 5 minutes to follow up with people. But yeah, I mean, just go through here. It even has like how to track your customers on here. So this is a really great thing that you can print out and use. But like I said, I'm kind of bad at this because this is a newer tracker, and I've been taught to just use my notebook and planner and stuff, but you have to do what works for you. So yeah, do you have any questions on anything?
I don't think so. I was just maybe gonna, this probably isn't like super on topic, but like getting new people now, like when there's such a delay, like how do you kind of
Yeah,
them
that's a
motivated.
hard
Vanessa
one.
kind of talked a little bit about it, and it just, like suggesting either like sample workouts, or she, mentioned a couple other ones to me, just so like they're exploring it or trying it. But it's like we were saying, it's like, okay, you signed up and you're so excited and the high is there, and you're like, okay, like next week, like when I came home from vacation, like my stuff was here last time, but now it's like,
It's
man,
forever. Yeah.
2 weeks into 3 weeks. It's like, how do
So
you kind of help
what you
people
can
with
do is, I mean, obviously I can't do this because I have so many people, but like you could send them Shakeology samples, like just a couple to try in the meantime, just a couple in the mail, like, if you have a chocolate and vanilla, shoot them over, um, or if you have a packet of Energize, do that, that works too. Just something simple just to kind of keep their, interest going, and just let them know like, hey, like, I'm sorry, my order's delayed too. Like, we just don't have control over this right now. You can start your workout. You don't necessarily need to start your Shakeology or your performance line exactly when you start your workout. Yeah, it's nice to have it, but you don't need to have it right then. Like, feel free to start your workout and get going on that. Definitely get them going on that. Definitely get them going on the nutrition and healthy eating and like a meal plan or something, even the ones that we've been posting in our Country Strong. And then, then let them know like when it ships out, like, it's just kind of how life is right now, like even my Amazon stuff, like I had ordered Aaliyah some like shampoo and like lotions and stuff, and like it didn't get here for like 2 weeks. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, I was like, I'm glad I wasn't like really low on baby soap and lotion, but yeah. So yeah, just kind of like
I think her girls were trying to do like 80-day obsession. So they're waiting for like the bands and the sliders, and like the equipment.
yeah.
So then I suggested like try maybe like clean week for a little bit, or just like something that's just like a short term. Like,
I wrote it down.
You could even do like paper plates for the sliders too, like doing paper plates for the sliders. Bands are kind of a little bit, don't, use like a towel or anything and tie it around your legs. But yeah, you could use the paper plates for sliders. And